Mr. Harrison is embarrassing. Chapter 7. The weirdest thing in the history of the world. We wanted to ask Mr. Harrison if he was one of the Beatles, but there was no time. We had to rush to the all-purpose room for the big birthday celebration. I was right behind Alexa. When we got there, a giant cake was on the stage. I mean, giant. There must have been enough cake for everybody in the whole school to have a piece. And it was covered with candles. I guess there were 90 of them for Elementary's birthday. Mr. Harrison went up on stage and started lighting them. I saw Mayor Hubble talking to Mr. Klutz at the front of the room. Some guys were carrying around a big TV camera. I didn't see Elementary anywhere. Before we could sit down, a lady I never saw before grabbed me by the arm. She was wearing a hat that said press on it, and she pulled out a pad and a pen. "My name is Miss Lily," she said. "I work for the News Tribune Bulletin Inquirer. Can I ask you kids a few questions?" "Sure," said Alexa and I. "So what's your name, young man?" Miss Lily asked me. "My name is AJ, and I hate school," I told her. "Hello, little girl," Mrs. Lily said. "What's your name?" "My name is AJ, and I hate school," said Alexa. "Both of you are named AJ?" Mrs. Lily asked us. "Yes, and both of you hate school?" "Yes." "Tell me," she said. "I need to get a scoop for my paper." "Why do you need a scoop?" I asked. "Did your dog make a poop?" "No, I mean I'm here to get the real story about elementary school," Mrs. Lily said. "I want the story behind the story." "Well, the teachers here are all crazy," Alexa told her. "Is that so?" Miss Lily said as she jotted down notes on her pad. "Tell me more." "Our teacher, Mr. Granite, is from another planet," I told her. "He built a spaceship powered by potatoes so he could go home, but a cow bumped into it and it crashed into the playground." "Interesting," said Mrs. Lily, writing quickly on her pad. "Hey, can we press on your hat?" Alexa asked Mrs. Lily. "Why do you want to press on my hat?" "Because it says press on it," I told her. Duh. Mrs. Lily is silly. She wanted to ask us more questions, but Mr. Klutz made a peace sign, so everybody had to shut up. "Take a seat, AJ," he said. "I can't," I said. All the seats were screwed to the floor. "He means sit down," Alexa told me. I knew that. "Some people might say elementary school is old," Mr. Klutz announced into the microphone. "Some people say it's falling apart. Not me. Our school has character, blah, blah, blah. And our school has history, blah, blah, blah. And our school has blah, 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 blah." Mr. Klutz's speeches are really boring. Then Mayor Hubble got up to speak. "Blah, blah, blah, blah," he said. "Blah, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah." I thought I was going to die. "And now I would like to introduce our honored guest of the day," the mayor said. "The namesake of Elementary School, Miss Ella Mentry." Mrs. Mentry is really old, and she came out toddling out on the stage with a cane. "That lady is tiny. She was about the size of R2-D2 in Star Wars." Mr. Klutz adjusted the microphone so Elementary could reach it. "I'm so happy your school was named after me," Mrs. Mentry told us, "because when you get to be my age, you forget things. And if I ever forget my name, I know that all I need to do is walk down the street and see it in big letters on the side of your school." We weren't sure if Elementary was making a joke or not. Maybe she really does have to walk by our school just to remember her name. We all laughed, just to be on the safe side. "You say it's your birthday," Elementary said. "It's my birthday, too." Everybody cheered. She went behind the giant birthday cake and started to sing. "Happy Birthday." The whole school joined in. It was loud. When the song was over, Mrs. Mentry started to blow out the candles. There were like 1,100,000 of them. I thought she was going to pass out. Elementary was in the middle of blowing out the candles when the weirdest thing in the history of the world happened. I'm not going to tell you what it was. Okay, I'll tell you. All the lights went out.